You ever have those moments when you post something online, like it's not completely done or not entirely what you were expecting or planned for? You like miss something, but you compromise with it. And then after it's posted, you find the thing that you were missing, like back to the original plan. That's what we have here. The reason why this video even exists is because I found deep in my closet many music shirts from a long time ago. And I still have some more recent ones, but I said in the previous video that I thought I know that I outgrew them, but I thought I already donated them, that they're already distributed. Turns out, no. And also turns out, following up from the video game collection shirt thing video, that one was here too. This is the 25-meter Donkey Kong shirt that I was talking about last time. So showing the entire level. And I checked on the tag. Yes, I was right. It was 2006. So there we go. Now we move on to the music shirts that I've gotten from many different sources. Some of them bought in stores like Five Below or Target. Some of them giving as gifts to me from family members. Some of them I've had hand-me-downs. There may be some in here that are from my brother or my sister. And there's also some I've gotten at concerts. So I'll mention which ones are concert related, because not all of them are. But here we go. It's going to be a lot of Trans-Siberian Orchestra on here, mind you, because like I said, we have duplicates. We have several of us that went to the concerts, and we've actually gone 3 or 4 times consecutively. Around 2009, 2010, 2011, and maybe 2012, we went every week of Christmas. We went to one of those concerts that they had for the winter tour. And this one is starting out with Winter Tour 2011. This was at the Prudential Center in Newark. And we got a nice exploding with a helicopter and a dove. Okay, cool graphic. It might be a reference to Night Castle, or it might just be a really cool graphic, because they make a lot of nice artwork for TSO that doesn't always see the light of day outside of like a t-shirt. It's not like incorporated into the albums or something. It might be based on them though. So I'm gonna move that there. We'll take a breather before we really dive into it. AC/DC Back in Black. Simple, but effective. Kind of based on the album as far as the artwork, as far as the font. So there's that. Another Trans-Siberian Orchestra. This one is the Winter Tour of 2010. Again, Newark, Prudential Center. I don't remember if this was mine or my brother's, but I know it's one of ours. And this one has a lot of references to Night Castle for those who have listened to the album all the way through. You have the old man in the middle. He is the one at the Night Castle who's writing letters, setting them out to the wind. So I see one of the letters drifting out. That letter, in particular, says Epiphany. And that's the name of one of the songs from the album, kind of tying into the background. Epiphany was one of the moments in the album where it talks about war, which was a very big theme for the album, about halfway through or so, like first half or so. And this has it illustrated by the barbed wire, the helicopter, and explosion, or some kind of fire going on. Nicely done. You got a bird here. I don't know what the bird was from, though. But I'm sure it's in the album somewhere. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I'm sure there was a bird. And it kind of fits the scene. It kind of was like the other one before with the exploding helicopter. Then we have the original. This was the first shirt that I had from any of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra winter tours in 2009 to 2010. This one took place at the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which is basically where the American Dream Mall is currently. And they still have the Izod Center for other sporting events. They just move places for the concert. So this one basically is the Night Castle album cover. That was when they debuted the album that season. Listing of all the tour dates or tour places on the back and the TSO logo there, which is cool. It was a big thing at the time. It was something that my aunt and uncle got me into, as well as my brother and my sister. So it made it a thing to see them every winter for, like I said, 3 or 4 years. Now taking a breather from that, but not a breather from the video, Pink Floyd. There's actually a couple Pink Floyd shirts that have been floating around between my brother and I, and many of the shirts I had here are from high school. I can't really wear these anymore, even though they have some nice designs on them. And this one's very simple, but effective. I've seen many different designs of Pink Floyd, and especially The Dark Side of the Moon, their most famous album. And this one's simple, but it gets the point across. You still have a little bit of a cut here for where the prism is, where the light is going out from. And then across there, it cuts out the word Pink Floyd. I thought that was pretty clever. It's simple, but effective. Unlike the Back in Black one, where it's like, it's just text on a shirt. Nothing else to add to it, really. My brother had one that had, I think it actually said Dark Side of the Moon on it, and had like the prism in the middle or something like that. A little more like obvious. I was like, okay. And then there was one I remember getting from him, which is not going to make it in the video because that's already made into the donation pile. It had it in blue text. It might have even been the same shirt. It was like a gray shirt, it had blue text that said Pink Floyd, and had white stripes or something underneath the prism. So it was the one I never really cared to wear. I already had the other one. I like that style better. There it is. There was also a Led Zeppelin shirt that I got at one point from my uncle. It was a tour-related shirt from 1979? 4? I don't remember which year exactly, but it's a very famous one. It's one that you see all the time. And if I wanted to get a new size for it, I could. I just don't care to right now. It's totally fine. Just because I don't wear the shirt anymore doesn't mean I don't like the band. I still like the band. And ironically, the shirt I was just wearing before, when I had the video game video, and I had a Van Halen shirt on, I already threw it in the laundry. I'm not bringing it back out for this video. You already know what it looked like. It was on me. So there's that. Next up, We Will Rock You. The Queen logo in the middle. I think this was a hand-me-down for my brother, because I can't remember if I wore this one. But I don't remember wearing it that often either. There was another one, I don't even know if it made it in the pile, and I don't think it did. Gary Cullen? Gary something, and the Works. A cover band for Queen. This guy sounds just like Freddie Mercury. It's amazing. Not that I've ever seen Queen in concert officially, but this cover band did a really good job. And I know I have somewhere around in the Cosmos or in the back closet a gray t-shirt that had, in a circular form, it had an outline of Gary dressed up as Freddie Mercury, and then it said the band name in the circle, like on a ring around it. It was cool. It was a cool concert. There's a bunch of cover bands I've seen, and then there are some official ones, like I mentioned before, TSO. There we go. Same one, different size. This one, different year. I don't know which year, though. But all I know is, there it is. Had to be either second or third year, but we already got the first one. And this one, it kind of references Night Castle, because they have it down here on the lake. I don't remember what the angel was, but it was just a cool design. Again, even if it's not related specifically to the music, it fits the aesthetic. It fits the design of how Trans-Siberian Orchestra conducts itself. Conducts. That was a pun I didn't even mean to say. On the back of it, it says Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Morpheus is at your side, offering the wings to fly, sleep, the safest way into tomorrow. Night Castle. Those are lyrics from the song, The Safest Way into Tomorrow, and usually a couple lines in between them. It's a good song. It's a good album, really. I think a while ago. I don't even know if it made it over to this channel yet. years ago, I made a video about the top 5, or basically ranking the Trans-Siberian Orchestra albums. This was before Letters to Labyrinth came out. And I think at that time there were 5. or 5 and that EP or something like that. There's like a handful of songs on a CD. Kiss. I did see Kiss in concert, but this is not a tour shirt. The hottest band in the world tour around 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. It's a busy time for concerts. I got to see them in New Jersey, PNC Bank Arts Center in Holmdel, and this wasn't a tour shirt because we got these before the concert itself. Our family was getting them because we were all going for it, and most of the designs that we had were this one, where it has each of the band members, different colors, and then the Kiss logo on top. I think 1 or 2 of us might have had a different design, but most of it was this. We were able to find enough copies of this. There's no reason for me to keep it as far as memorabilia. I don't think it really fits me, or if it does, it would be lucky. But yeah, there's that. It was a good concert. And the cool thing about it was the first concert I've ever been to that was live recorded. And the live recording was able to be picked up immediately after the concert. That was really awesome. Of course, my dad being a big Kiss fan, had to go for that. That was kind of the reason why we were going, like, at best, like, for all of us. He was into it. We still liked it, but he definitely got the most out of it, out of all of us. And he picked it up after the concert. It was on, like, a flash drive. It had its own little box for it, styrofoam inside of there to keep it safe, and it had a design based on the concert itself. It was really cool. And it had every song in there. I think they only had to change Cold Gin because the recording for it kind of messed up. And then they put out an email sometime later to say, hey, if you purchased tickets, or if you purchased the audio from this concert, we're gonna send you the revised version of that song for free because it like cut off somewhere in there and you couldn't play the audio all the way through just for that song, strangely. But yeah, we actually made that into a CD so we could listen to it on the car rides afterwards. It was cool. I don't know if I still have the audio files for that. I think it's just my dad's, but it was still fun. It was a good memory of a concert. Definitely a concert I enjoyed going to. Next up, back to AC/DC. This one I'm going to probably butcher because I always get the band members confused or the outfits of the band members confused. I believe this is Angus Young? Either Angus Young or Malcolm Young. Correct me down below. You guys know what to do. I love this one because it's a t-shirt with a tie on it. And actually, at the time, also had another t-shirt like that. It's already in the donation bin. It's a t-shirt that looks like a tuxedo. It's like from Five Below or something like that. Even this one might have been from Five Below. I've always secretly wanted to make this one into a full Angus Young outfit with the schoolboy dressing to it. Having like a gray jacket to go over this. I think he wears a beanie or some kind of hat. The gray shorts I basically had. I had a pair that looked just like him. Shoes, I could care less if it was the same kind of shoes or socks or anything like that. But yeah, it was a cool one. It was a cool idea. As for the guitar, I don't think I ever had a Guitar Hero controller that was like it, even though ones were made like it. Now I have them because I went back to get the original Guitar Hero games. I started on 3, but I digress. That's a story for another day. We didn't have enough stories for today. The Rolling Stones, North American Tour, 1987. I clearly wasn't born in 1987. I wasn't even a twinkle in my parents' eyes. I was 8 years old. So, what does this mean? It's just a really comfortable Rolling Stone shirt. It's like a different material than most of the other t-shirts. And it's a nice Union Jack over the American map. So, that's cool. But again, one I won't be wearing as much as I used to. This one I got as a gift from my aunt and my uncle. This one is based on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. On the top of it, it says "The House That Rock Built." It has the logo on the sleeve, not on the other sleeve. And then on the back of the shirt, it shows the entire building at like a sunset setting to it. It's pretty cool. It's something I would like to go to if I was in the area of it, but it's not something I would fly out specifically for it. It's just like, well, if I'm in Ohio, I'll go to it if I'm nearby. But nothing, not like a bucket list kind of thing. I need to go there. All right, so moving on. These are ones I actually do have more recently. Like, I wear these on occasion still. And starting things off, this one didn't really have a particular purpose, I don't think. I mean, there's a bunch of cover bands that I've went to locally, and ones that actually did need tickets to go to them. It wasn't just in a restaurant or a bar or something like that. There was one that did a lot of 80s covers. So, appropriately, got myself an 80s shirt. This one is Journey, based on Escape, and it says "Don't Stop Believing." It's a cool shirt. I still like wearing this one. Journey has a great track record as far as, you know, music goes. I put it on every, like, so often, but it's always good every time I listen to it. Even if it's one I haven't heard in a long time, it's still a good song. Escape is definitely my favorite album of theirs. I can't remember all the other songs well enough to say in a whole album other ones are good, but Escape, I can definitely remember a bunch of the songs, like, consecutively. And then, this one is actually very recent. Peter Frampton, finale, The Farewell Tour, 2019, with special guest Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. So, Jason Bonham being John Bonham's son, who is also a drummer, and did several covers of Led Zeppelin songs as the opening act. And Peter Frampton being the main show. Really good show. It's not a... this was actually in New York, where I saw it, at the Meadowlands? No, not Meadowlands. Madison Square Garden. That's it. Yep, New York. There it is. Towards the end of the tour. I may not be a huge Peter Frampton fan. I do like handfuls of their songs, but this concert definitely helped me get familiar with a few more songs from him, or at least really like the covers that he did, because he did have a couple covers through there, or little bits that he talked about of the history with the band and things like that, which is very cool for a farewell tour. Now, this one was a David Bowie cover band, and I don't remember what town, but it was very South Jersey. So we had a Bowie shirt, and we got a couple of them, kind of like with the Kiss one. We bought these before the performance, and we're trying to get like everyone to have the same design for it. So my sister and my mom also have the same kind of shirt, fitting for them. I'm trying to remember when I got this one. I don't know if I got this recently, or if I've just had it for a while. But I have a Stone Pony shirt. There it is. I have visited the Stone Pony. I haven't really been there for a concert per se. As I mentioned in the previous video about video game t-shirts, I went to the Game Grumps final tour, or final party tour, which took place outside of Stone Pony. It was technically still the area, but it was a summer stage, so it was outdoors. You could go in there if you wanted to for drinks and whatnot, or a bathroom or whatnot, but yeah. So that's how I have that. I believe it was from that, or it could have been something before. Memory's a little fuzzy. I'm also doing this late at night, so there we go. Now, the next two shirts in here, I believe are the last two shirts. Yes, there's the last two shirts in here. Even though they don't fit me anymore, they are very special ones that I can't bring myself to get rid of. These are ones that I'm sure I could reproduce at some point later if I really wanted to or needed to, like to wear them. But it's about who's on the shirts that's important, more than even wearing it. And these are both about my uncle, who passed away many years ago, which I'll mention a little bit more in the other shirt. The first one, though, was from the cover band that he had, That Group, with a very familiar art style of like the Beatles, having it, the elongated T stretching down. They didn't just cover Beatles songs, they covered everything that you can think of from the 60s and 70s. There was the Monkees, the Animals, all kinds of stuff. About 4, maybe 5 members. May have changed once or twice, but still great guys. I've met everyone in the band. We've been able to sit in on their recording sessions, like when there's, in a booth. It was a lot of fun. And we've went to, different events that they would play the band for those. But yeah, definitely the key thing about it was my uncle, John Hurdle, who was the sometimes lead singer. I don't know if it was every time, not that I remember. And one of the lead guitarists in the band. I don't remember if it was lead or rhythm. I don't remember. I should be better about this. But he knew a bit of both. And he was the reason that my brother got into learning guitar. Basically taught him. I believe my uncle was self-taught. And maybe picked up some things along the way. So this shirt was specially designed for when he passed away after a long struggle with diabetes in November 11th, 2012, the official date. So we had this as like a memorial shirt for people who knew the band, for the band members, obviously our family, and families of other members from that group. That group being my uncle's clever name because it's kind of referencing Abbott and Costello. He was a big fan of them, so it plays off of that kind of like, oh, I'm going to see that group. What group? That group, like a Who's on First sort of thing, which is very nice. So yeah, I'll definitely keep those around. There's a whole bunch of them. They'll now go into donation, but that's about the majority of them that I grew up with and would wear, if not every other day, then every 2 days or so. I had many music shirts that I wore through high school, and I still enjoy the bands to this day. I mentioned before about the Van Halen shirt that, probably see me wearing again. And basically my changes in music, not too much. There's still plenty of classic rock bands that I still enjoy. I still identify myself as a classic rock fan, even though I still have branched out to other areas of music. Country, I've given some leeway, but it's a very slow pace. It's a very tough thing to get myself into, and that's fine if I don't. Or only just a handful that are like southern rock / country, like that borderline kind of thing. So yeah, there we go. I also forgot to mention in this video Starbomb. I have 2 shirts. At least 1. But maybe 2 shirts from Starbomb, which is the band from which one of the members of Game Grumps is involved with. They didn't play at the Stone Pony when I went to the Game Grumps final party thing. Although I would like to see them at some point. And I think I did have a time where I could have, but I missed it because of complications and something else going on, unfortunately. So yeah, maybe sometime in the future, I'll see either Starbomb or NSP, Tupperware Remix Party. They're all kind of in the same conglomerate. They tour together. So yeah, it's all good. Let me know about the kind of shirts that you grew up with, if it's different concerts that you've went to. In the comments down below. Correct me on all the other facts that I got wrong about the bands. And we'll see you guys next time with more videos.